Okay, Marco here in my video, and today we're going to be talking about what Hines had to say about the US potentially selling gold to purchase some Bitcoin. If you don't know who Hines is, he is the executive director of the President's Council of Advisors on Digital Assets. Anyways, he was interviewed in reference to like the Bitcoin Act of 2025, and here's what he had to say.
I didn't get to ask it, but I'm going to ask you now. You've mentioned, and I'm sure you've had this question before, budget neutral ways to potentially buy Bitcoin down the line. Can you give me an example of a budget neutral way you may be thinking of?
I mean, there's a lot of high IQ people working on this, and I will give you an example, but I say that only to say that there's been countless ideas over the course of the last week or so in a sense of how we can actually accomplish this. I'll actually point you to Senator Lummis's Bitcoin Act of 2025, in which she believes that we can identify the real true value of some of these gold certificates that are, basically, I think it's like $172 an ounce is what they're categorized at right now. And if we actually realize the gains on that, that would be a budget neutral way to acquire more Bitcoin. I mean, there's countless different ways you can do it. I know the Secretary of Treasury, Bessent, and the Secretary of Commerce with Howard Lutnick. I mean, they're going to come up with, these are smart people that understand this space really well. And as we convene as a working group, we'll flesh out the best ideas and we'll enact those ideas.
Gold. Theoretically, could you sell some of the gold in Fort Knox to buy Bitcoin? Can we? Is that possible?
Well, if it's budget neutral and doesn't cost the taxpayer a dime,
you're kind of exchanging one for the other.
We'll see whatever creative ideas that we can come up with. And, like I said, with all the interagency working group actors that will convene in these meetings, I mean, we're going to hear some tremendous ideas about how we could do it. I just don't want to box us in yet to what that actually looks like, because I want to be able to hear from everybody. And I think that's one thing that's different about this White House is we welcome in new ideas, innovative solutions, and it's no different the way that we're running our office.
So yeah, pretty interesting. I do believe eventually the U.S. will, sell some gold. Eventually, I mean, to potentially buy some Bitcoin. I think that's one of the best ideas that they have. And as well as we can see here, Michael Saylor has shared like his plan for the White House. So he wants to acquire 5 to 25% of the Bitcoin network. Strategic Bitcoin reserve has the potential to generate either 16 to 81 trillion dollars in wealth for the U.S. Treasury by 2045. And never sell your Bitcoin. So yeah, it's really interesting, some of the budget neutral ways, and this could be potentially one. Is it the best one? I don't know. Let me hear your thoughts. I do agree with Hines that the US right now, with Howard Lutnick and with Scott Bessent, have some of the smartest people in the planet working and making sure that the US remains like the focal point and the economic superpower of the world. Anyways, hopefully that is with Bitcoin, and hopefully they do a good job at it. Anyways, kind of a quick video. Tomorrow I'm going to do a video, a mantra. I'm sorry if you lost money on mantra. I made a video about it like 6 months ago. So yeah, we're going to be going over that. Anyways, mantra just dropped 90%. So waiting to see and hear more news on them before I make the video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.